Matt Breen, we do a little segment on the show every once in a while called the FanUp 5, brought to you by our good friends at FanUp. It's where listeners and viewers of this show write us some questions to ask our guest, and you're our guest today. Are you ready to play the FanUp 5, my friend?
I'm ready, Mark.
All right, here we go. The FanUp 5. First one is one of my favorite ones that's come in. This one's from Eric in the Northeast. One baseball movie character you could put on the Phillies right now, who would it be?
I would bring up Henry Rowengartner. And I think you need a pitcher, right? Maybe put him in the bullpen.
Yeah.
He throws 100. A lot of people might say Billy Haywood, and you can put him in the dugout, but I'm going to go for now. I like Henry Rowengartner. We'll see maybe Billy Haywood next year.
Didn't he finish that movie as Bill Haywood? He wanted to grow up a little bit?
A young Bill Haywood.
A young Bill.
Quick side note. High school prank called WIP and suggested that the Phillies make a trade. This is how cool me and my friends were. And we said they should trade with the Cubs for Rowengartner and Stedman. And I think it was Glenn McNown. He's like, and we said they were from the Iowa Cubs, these prospects. Iowa Cubs, boom, hangs up. But we got it on air, and it was awesome.
Have you seen Glenn since then?
Yeah, I haven't told him. Like, he'll have me on his show on Saturday mornings, and I'm just like, talking Phillies. I'm like, yeah, I prank called you in 2007.
You got to work it in every once in a while. This is a good one. Okay, if this one's from Michelle in Southwest Philly. If you weren't a writer, what would you be?
A firefighter or a WWE pro wrestler?
What would your finishing move be? Follow-up question.
DDT, probably. That's what it was. I was like backyard wrestling as a kid.
Put the mattress down in the backyard. Number 3, this one comes from Mike in Downingtown. This is good. Pick one thing to do in professional sports that you could actually do. You'd have to perform it in a game. What would it be? Examples are like a free throw, a field goal, a pinch runner, bullpen pitcher for the Phillies, something that you could actually do physically in a professional sport.
I've kicked like a 25, 30-yarder at the link on some like media day years ago. So I could probably do that. But in all honesty, I can make a foul shot. It's like anybody can make a foul shot. That's the one thing in pro sports. It's the same thing as high school and the NBA. I don't get it. Yeah. Ben Simmons can't make a foul shot. The guy at Archer O'Brien shoots the same foul shot. He can make it for you. I honestly, that's the one thing. I'm not. Yeah. I know we're talking Phillies, but God, I don't get it. Nothing changes.
Don't hold back. Don't hold back, Matt Breen.
It's just going. Like it's so stupid. It's the same thing.
It's for girls and guys too. Girls and guys.
Ball. Yeah, same ball, same rim. Ryan Judge on a Friday night. They're making their foul shots.
I love that we're going Catholic League references. This is great. And Archbishop Boyd, they're doing the same thing. No, that's great. All right, so make a free throw. Maybe can you coach free throws? Well, we'll talk about that later. No. All right. Favorite game you attended as a fan? That one comes from Nick in the Northeast, another Northeast kid.
I would say
favorite game as a fan.
Halliday's postseason no-hitter. Because since he threw the perfect game or that year, you were kind of like every other start, you were waiting for him to do it again. But once he went through either the first 2 or 3 innings, no hit, you're like, he might do it. And I thought that was just awesome to see live. And then probably the last game at the Vet, just because of like what, that meant and like be able to be there for actually both games, even though the Eagles one was, heartbreaking. But for, all of us who really grew up at the Vet going to the game. So to be at the last game was definitely, a cool memory that sticks out.
No, that's a great one. Last one is Mitch in Center City. What advice would you give a tourist visiting Philadelphia?
So people are going to hate this, but like this is very simple: is to go to Patrigino's, and like I know like everyone's like, "Where's your best cheesesteak?" And like they're not. That's not. I'm not saying they have the best cheesesteaks, but you're a tourist, right? You're coming out of town, get the experience. Go to Patrigino's. It's like if you go to Chicago, I'm sure Giordano's isn't the best pizza in Chicago, but it's the experience, and I think that's our best cheesesteak experience is to go to Patrigino's, and then maybe go on a hunt and find the best one.
I love that idea. That's the best way to present that. Actually, go ahead, get the experience, but then get yourself a real cheesesteak for comparison later.
I just hate people are Patrigino's sucks. It's like, dude, it's a cheesesteak, and it's like that's where you go. You see the lights. You're on across the street from each other. You're in South Philly, like. That's cool. That's where I would send somebody.
Well, some of my cousins from out of town that came into Philly, they didn't tell me that they were doing this. They just told me they were getting a cheesesteak. I made my recommendation. I love Tony Luke's, and it's only because of the sharp provolone cheese. I'm a sucker for sharp prov. And he goes, you know what he did? The two cousins, one went to Pat's, one went to Gino's. They each ate half of a cheesesteak. So they had a full cheesesteak, but half of one and half from another, which I thought was brilliant. And then they went to Tony Luke's, then they went to Jim's, and then they went to D'Alessandro's. So needless to say, their week in Philly, they gained a lot of weight, but they really enjoyed it. So they got the whole gambit. But I like that piece of advice. Go there first, get it out of the way, get the experience. Matt Breen, Inquirer.com, Philadelphia Inquirer, Phillies beat writer. Thanks so much for not only joining the show, but also playing the FanUp 5.